Welcome back, my Jedi friends, and in today's video, we explore what is the message that your depression has. Are you getting it? Are you ready for the message? Are you ready for this message? Some of you will be, some of you won't. But for those of you that are, let me get straight to the point and tell you that your depression is anger that you don't feel you've got a right to have. Now, I could be wrong, folks. I could be talking bollocks, but let's go through the litmus test. Let's test it. Let's test your depression. Okay, so here's the tick box for things that usually lead to depression. You're usually a good person. So you're somebody that doesn't like to rock the boat. You're somebody that's good with people. You generally want positive outcomes for everyone else. And somebody has pissed you off and or something has pissed you off. Somebody or something has pissed you off. And you're worried that you complaining about it or giving off about it or actually locking horns about it is out of alignment. And you feel that anger is not appropriate for this situation. So there's a tick box list of things that usually lead good people to be depressed. So, for the record, folks, if you're a narcissist or you're a person who is likely to be a world leader, and the odds are if you get depressed, then you force other people to deal with it. You don't get depressed. You're never going to sit there blaming yourself or beating yourself up or worried about impact of your actions on other people. So let's look at that. Your impact on other people. You're thinking that if you are not all happy, clappy, sweetness and light, that that will create a negative ripple for those around you. So let's look into this, folks. And this is a really classic symptom because depression is usually an early warning symptom of the stuff that I talk about at the fight or flight end of things. So this is more like an early warning sign that most people ignore. Most people take pills, most people take drugs, most people will beat themselves up. They'll look within, they'll lock themselves in the room. They won't want to go out. They won't want to speak to anyone. You'll feel like a low energy place. You can't be bothered with life. You can't be bothered with interacting. You can't be bothered with things that you're meant to be doing as well. Depression, folks, depression. Now, there could be depression, could just be some random thing that bestows itself upon you. But you'll know if you watch this channel that I aim to open your mind to a more empowered view that most illness, if not all, originates in your head and your mindset. And usually, here's a critical distinction. So, good people, people that care, people that get off on raising other people's energy usually, if they've got an issue, if you've got an issue with the world, then you bring it inwards. You deal with it within. A narcissist or a psychopath or somebody that has no empathy, if they've got an issue with the world, they make it everyone else's problem. There's a critical difference, folks. So only really good people get depressed. It's only the decent people that get depressed because anyone that isn't decent is going to make their problem someone else's. So let's start with that, folks. That feeling lonely, feeling isolated is really because you are looking to do the best possible to those around you, and you're judging yourself that if you give off or you get angry or you speak up, it's going to have detrimental ramifications for others. Or if it's a work situation, maybe yourself. Maybe you'll lose your job through speaking up. Maybe you're tolerating arsehole behavior all too often, and it can make you feel depressed. And before you know it, you're going down the GP and they're offering you some mad drug like Prozac and you're taking it and you might get it up and down, but believe me, it's a zero-sum game. Once you take your first antidepressant, you're in a zero-sum game of outsourcing your depression and hoping that some random pill is going to suddenly change your mind. What it is not going to do, folks, is get to the root of the problem. And the root of the problem is your judgment that your thoughts, feelings, and potential actions are out of alignment with the greater good or whatever it is. Not rocking the boat, No, I'm judging this. No, I must be wrong. No, I shouldn't be feeling this way. These are some of the thoughts that go with depressive thoughts. It's your judgment of your own actions, of your own thought processes. And really, the odds are that the thing that you're angry about, and really knowing what you're angry about, if you're in depression, you're watching this video, you're wondering what it is, what's the thing that pisses you off the most that you feel is completely out of your control? And quite often it's a family issue. I can't shout at my family. Oh, I couldn't do that. I have to tolerate this behavior. These are little mindset things that can cause depression. And the wake up will come down the line when you finally realize enough is enough and you lock horns and you distance yourself from certain family members, possibly, especially if they're narcissists, folks, because you're never going to win. You're never going to win an argument with a narcissist. You never win. Dealing with narcissists is a bit like that famous quote. I believe it was Oscar Wilde or somebody along those lines that said, never argue with an idiot because they'll drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. It's the same with a narcissist, folks. And the symptoms, you'll know if you watch my channel regularly, that the symptoms are easy to identify. They're always right and they're never wrong. And there is your litmus test right there. Because if you've known a narcissist over time, they've never taken any sort of responsibility for anyone. They're the person that sets the house ablaze and then runs to the front and starts crying with the crowd, being the biggest victim. They're the biggest victim of their own fucking actions, folks. So a narcissist is so egregiously hypocritical that you just can't believe it. You just can't believe it. And then they'll give you a mental health issue by denying your reality if you catch them out. They've got a lot of tricks up their sleeve, folks, and that's a reason to get depressed. When you're caught in the web of a narcissist, that will make you depressed faster than anything else, my Jedi friends. But we've talked about narcissism. Today, we're specifically talking about depression, and I am going to strongly suggest that you have anger that's suppressed that you're not dealing with because you're judging yourself that it's inappropriate to feel that way. You're telling yourself it's inappropriate. I shouldn't be feeling this. No, it's wrong. No, I can't shout at my dear, whoever it is. Could be your parents, could be your kids, could be your partner, could be your boss. Who knows, folks? But there is something that is pissing you off at a fundamental level, and you know it's wrong. Every single cell of your being knows that something's out of alignment and it's wrong here, but you're worried about your reaction to it being inappropriate. You're worried about the arseholes that are causing you the problems, about giving them a taste of their own medicine, about it not being spiritual to give them a taste of their own medicine, about anger being a bad thing. You've probably read stuff telling you, just rise above it, just walk away, just forgive yourself for all of this. And there's truth within that. But sometimes, folks, sometimes it is necessary for your own well-being and sanity to fight fire with fire occasionally. Occasionally. It's certainly not a default for you. You wouldn't be watching this video and you'd never be depressed in the first place. But depression is usually unexpressed anger. Unexpressed anger that you think is inappropriate or you worry that people are going to judge you for if you express it. And part of you wants to be a nice person and thinks that being nice is not being angry and you're judging yourself. So there you go, folks. I'm just going to open this up, whether it resonates with you or not. It is my finding of what the real root of depression actually is. And it's an earlier warning sign of something that will manifest down the line into suicidal thoughts. If you don't deal with this, the next steps, my Jedi friends, suicidal thoughts, and then sitting on the realization that you don't care whether you're alive or dead, and you start fantasizing that being alive is not worth it because you'd rather be dead than deal with the shit that you're suppressing at the moment. Now, I could be wrong, but by all means, share your thoughts in the comments, my Jedi friends. This is simply a thread to open up a new reality for you if you are feeling that way, and to give you an opportunity to maybe get something off your chest. Or maybe even say what an arsehole you think I am, in which case, please do join in the comments because the algorithm loves all of your comments and does not distinguish whether they're good, bad, or ugly, my Jedi friends. So bring it on. Open up the discussion, share your thoughts. And if you're feeling depressed, start working out what is really pissing you off and what are you going to do about it.